Okay, teachers, when you come into the library, the guided reading library is this way. That blue door is the Baylor PBS room. And you turn and you are in the guided reading library. So this is really neat. This is the place to find all your guided reading materials. And I'm going to set this up and then go talk to you about what's over here. To begin with, see if we can get that very top layer. To begin with, the FPC levels, these 4 boxes up here are for our beginner readers, usually like kindergartners. And it starts with level A and goes to level B. And then our first grade set starts with level A here, B, and you read it like a book. So each shelf is its one page. And so you go left to right just like you would read. So this is A, B, D, C is actually right here, D, E, F, and so you just keep going down this way. And then when you get to the bottom of this shelf, we're at level I, we would come back up here to level J, and it just keeps going. So this is J, K, L, M, and then it stops and starts J again, which is really confusing. So why there's a J here and a J here is, remember, this is our first grade set. When you get to this box right here, this is where our 3rd grade set starts. So you might have a 3rd grader that needs to be reading on the 1st grade set. Notice there's not a 2nd grade set. And that's because 2nd grade's in between those 2 grade levels. And so 2nd grade can go to the 1st grade set, or they could, if they're higher readers, they could start with the 3rd grade set. But just be aware that this J and this J are not the same level. They're very, very different. If you open the books, you'll see. And then you just read this shelf all the way down like a book. Then you'll move over here, read this shelf all the way down like a book. And then I'm going to turn you just a little bit, and you'll see this metal shelf, hopefully. This metal shelf right here is where our 5th graders actually go into this 3rd shelf, and then it continues on this metal shelf. Okay, now I'm going to share some really exciting news for you. You'll be coming in here getting your guided reading materials. What you'll do after you find your materials that you need, you'll come over to this counter. And so you'll see this little paper right here. Let me see if I can set this up again, maybe. Let's see. I'm going to sit you right, and we're just going to come in close to this clipboard right here. So if I am checking out a book, notice Miss Sussman has already filled it out. You'll write your names, like she wrote Sussman, and then she wrote the number of the book she checked out. And the books are in sets of 6. And so to check one out, I'm just going to grab one. You'll look at your book, and there is a barcode. So all you'll do, you don't need to write the title of the book. That takes way too long, and your time is precious. You're going to write your last name, and then you're going to write this barcode without the letter T in front. If you forget and you put letter T, it's not a big deal. But that 900539 is what you'll write on the clipboard. And you can keep going. So notice she just checked out one set. You can check out as many sets as you need. And then when you're finished, you'll come in. This is the exciting part. I read this with my small group, and I'm done with it. I'm just going to stick it in here. You don't have to worry about that clipboard. When I put them in the computer program, I will type them in for you. I'll color out your name. I'll cross it off. You still have the book in your classroom, and that's okay. When you're finished, you put it in this box, and then I'll scan it back into the computer, and it will take it off your list of books you have checked out. If this bucket becomes full, because at the end of the grading period it always is, you can turn and you'll see this big crate right there. That crate's going to be on the counter too at the end of the grading periods, just because we have so many books turned in that week. And then I will do the same thing. I'll check them back in and they'll be ready to go. Okay, our amazing paras are so helpful. Notice this orange basket that says copies needed. You really don't have to do anything with that. What that is for our paras, like if this book doesn't have any copies with it. So there's the teacher sheet. Please don't throw that away. Please put that back in with the books. Otherwise we have to hunt those down, and that takes a lot of our time. Notice there's no copies with this book. We want the running records to be copied for you. So we'll run those. When they get down to the last 6 or less, we'll take them and we'll put this set of books somewhere else, and we'll put copies needed, and that little paper is going to be in here. That's just for our paras and myself to know that those books need those papers back in them because they're not in service right now. So we'll make those copies, we'll put them in the bag for you, and then we'll file all of this back for you. You don't have to waste your valuable time doing that. Hope that answers all your questions. As always, if you have any more questions or concerns or anything like that, please share them with me and I'll be happy to accommodate.